it's Marissa, MKiss Creations here on YouTube, or Flosstube as we like to call it, and MKiss Creations on Instagram. I also have a homesteading, home life, main life Instagram, which is at surfandsew.me. Feel free to follow me in either place or no place, based on what interests you. It is Friday, May 17th, and I am back with another Flosstube video. It's been about 4 weeks. I tried really hard to do one at 3 weeks, and life just did not come together for that. So we're at the month mark again. I think that probably fits me a little bit better. Thank you. I have quite a few new subscribers. I think a few of you came from my friend slash family's channel, Stacy at Bluebird Paper and Thread. She is my aunt that I'm through marriage's cousin. We've never actually met in real life, but the aunt that she's related to is the aunt that I'm not allowed to sit next to at family functions because we have too much fun, or we're just giving each other silly looks across the table. So she's definitely good company for me, and to find out that there's a Flosstuber in your family is really stinking cool. So hi Stacy, and I hope you're watching, and I'm definitely watching you, and thank you for the little shout out. It is super cool. I mean, you can see I have a smile on my face when I'm talking about it, and when she was talking about it in her last video, it was kind of the same thing. We just both have a lot in common, and similar-ish tastes in stuff, and it's just, I don't know, it's just wildly coincidental, fun, what do you call it, kismet, it's all those things. So that's definitely my super happy thing for the month. She found me pretty quick after my last video, so kind of bummed it's been a while since I've done another video, but here I am, and I'm ready to go. So let's get to it. It's gonna be a short and sweet video this time, I think. I don't have too much rambling to do. Not a lot's going on. Well, a lot's going on. It's the end of the school year, so the calendar is full. We're doing field trips and planning for summer stuff. Setting up play dates and sports camps and all those things. Luckily, the major camps are all full. You had to do that in January and wake up at 7 a.m. like you were trying to buy Taylor Swift tickets. But there we have some really cool rec stuff around here that is pretty involved, and we're a beach community, so that is how we spend a lot of our free time during the summer. And we've actually been hiking a lot as a family, so yeah, maybe actually I think I have a little bit of a video just of one of the trails that we went down. We always try to find some cool little things. There's a trail near us where you can see the alewives running late May, beginning of June. So we went down to see if we could catch it last weekend, and they weren't running yet, but we did get a nice peaceful day with a babbling brook and some outside time and no ticks yet. So that was a win in my book. Ticks are a thing, and I don't like it. Okay, back to stitching. Happy stitching. All right, so I've worked on only 3 big projects, well, 4, but one of them was a SAF, so I'll show you that after. But my whips, I've just kind of scaled down what I'm working on. I've just worked on the 3 things. I've done some major sessions, but I haven't stitched every day. That is something that I would love to be able to do, is to stitch every day at some point, but some days I just can't, and some days I want to read. I've been trying to just really mix things up. I've been trying to go out for walks, and like I said, we've been doing some hiking as a family. So just really trying to round out my life. And because have to be very careful. I can go down big rabbit holes and it's like I'm only reading, and then I consume so many books, and then I'm only exercising and then I burn myself out, or I'm only stitching and then I burn myself out on that too, but I get a lot done, but I also am sitting on my bottom for a really long time every day. So trying to avoid that and trying to be a active human and just get a lot of things done. So I'm working really hard on spreading out the Marissa in my life and making sure that I do more things that make me happy. All right, 5 minutes in, let's get some stitching. Actually, like almost 6. All right, so last time I showed you I was working on Consider the Lilies. I was working on the house and filling in all the brick. And I finished the brick and I finished 2 flowers, which I was watching Patchy Pony Stitches, or Patchy Pony Stitcher. She's in Tasmania. She has also recently been stitching the house and also very recently talked about how the lilies can get a little overwhelming. She does a strand on a motif and then a strand on the border. I tend to like stitch a motif and then stitch a little bit of the border, and I'll stitch like the green part of the border, like the vine, and then I'll leave like 2 or 3 lilies to do, because the outside of the lilies are different colors, and I don't really think that there's a rhyme or reason to them. I stitch them so infrequently that I haven't like spent time to try to figure that out, nor do I really care. It looks beautiful. But the inside of the lilies have a yellow and a white in them, but there's very few stitches of them. So in order to save myself from changing floss colors as much, I try to have like at least 2 centers of lilies to fill in. So hopefully I can stick in a picture right here where it was and you'll know what I'm talking about. But I try to leave like so I left 2 empty spaces. I had the green done for the lilies, and then I filled in the flowers. And so then I do the 2 colors of the flowers, and then I do the insides, so that I'm just not changing floss as much. But all right, so here's what I worked on. So I finished filling in all of the brickwork, and then I stitched these 2 lilies right here. One of them is in terracotta and one of them is in glazed carrot. And then this one is the other color. I think this is one of the few spots where it does have like all 3 of the different colors that you use. And I forget what the 3rd color is. I think there are only 3 different colors in the lilies. But I just love how I love that house. I thought I was gonna hate that house. Patchy Pony Stitches said the same thing. I thought it was gonna be just such a beast, and it is so pretty, and it was such a pleasure to work on. I just really loved it. So I put it away after I finished the lilies underneath, just to kind of give myself like a hot minute from lilies, and I really wanted to get work done on my next project, which is the Deadly Aquarium Sal. The next piece comes out, I think, May 24th. So that's in 7 days. I am 50% done with the border, although I've gotten a lot of the color changes out of the way because I started at the bottom. I started in the bottom middle because I wanted to make sure that I was in the middle of my fabric, which is kind of abnormal for me. I'm usually a bottom right starter. But the bottom right of this piece is a little sparse at the moment, and so it didn't seem like a safe place for me to start. So I started at the bottom middle to make sure that I had border space on both sides. I am stitching it on 40 count frozen fractals from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Steph, or Hand Dyed by Steph. I think she changed her name. It used to be Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Now I think it's Hand Dyed Fabrics by Steph. But frozen fractals, I can never get a good picture of it on Instagram, but perhaps we can kind of get a good view of it today. Let's see. Oh, here's where I'm at. I got the sign done and all the back stitching. So cute. And it is definitely, I mean, you can see the green kind of in here, but it's definitely not, we're just not getting the right color. But yeah, so I got a lot of the color changing down here. It is, so I've only ever used Pattern Keeper for Hades. And I am using it for this. And getting a 0 on Pattern Keeper is so satisfying. It seems so ridiculous, but dang, seeing that 0 and the new little like light up next to it when you've zeroed out a color is so stinking cool. So I guess little things in life that make us happy, and perhaps I will stitch more in Pattern Keeper just because of that. I'm right around the 50% mark. I think I said that already. But I have like a lot of black and a lot of the beiges and browns. So I'm thinking, hopefully with less color changes until I get to the seagulls in the top corner, that it will move sort of quickly. Again, I don't think I'm going to have it done by the time she releases the next one, but hopefully I will be fairly close to that. The other project that the other whip that I've been working on, work in progress, my work in progress is 324. And I've gotten, I don't know how many more I did. I did quite a few more motifs since the last time I've spoken with you. Really filling in. I am so close to purple and I am so excited because purple is one of my favorite colors. But yeah, so I am really, really close to being done with the reds and pinks, which is really exciting because like not my favorite color family, unless you're pairing the red with aqua, which like my quilting world can show you that that is my favorite color combination, which I have talked about many, many times. But I'm really excited to get to the purples. Like these two up here, you can't necessarily tell, but they're like kind of a magenta-y purple. We are traveling into the purples and you can tell where we are right now, and I am just so excited. So I need to go dig through some projects. I've got some holes in here of flosses that I'm pretty sure I have, but just are like floating around the house somewhere in other projects. Oh, I forgot one of my whips. I'm gonna have to pause you and go get it. I forgot it because it's my bedroom whip. It's on 32 count, and so I can see it with the light that I use in the bedroom. And when I want to put a few when I don't want to read at night, or if we're watching something, then I will put a few stitches in this because I am finishing it this year. I am finishing it this year, and now you know what it is because I've committed myself to finishing this year, but oh, that's the pattern. It's not the front sheet because I just keep it in this bag. Flustered now. I was doing so great. All right, ink circles 99. And it is on 32 count, picture this plus ale, which is the called for fabric, stitched with the DMC that is called for. And I now have 67 bottles completed, and I have 2 more partial bottles done, and I have all the remaining shelves stitched. So this is all that's left of all of the 99 bottles. Like I said, we're at 67. This bottom one is done. I wanted to make sure that I avoided the mistake that I made last time, which was I just did the outline on this one, and then I like counted up from that. So this time I figured if I do the whole bottle, my counts won't be off. And so then I kind of did similarly for here and here. And I'm getting so close. So I'm really excited. This is going to feel really good to have completed when it's done. And like I said, I'm getting closer. Some days I like really put the pedal to the metal. And again, it's like the nighttime, like hang out in the room. So like if we're watching a movie that we've seen a million times, like in Ocean's 11 or Pirates or Star Wars, something like that, then I definitely am getting more stitches in it than if we've like decided to watch a like documentary or something new that I'm super interested in. My focus kind of fades a little bit more from that. All right, and then we had to start and finish. So it was Luminous Fiber Arts, So Tweet. So I stitched this in like 3 days. I stitched it with the called for colors, which are mostly Weeks Dye Works. I had pre-ordered them with the chart quite a while ago when this was new, I think. And I stitched it on a piece of 40 count, I want to say like latte. Here it is. It is so stinking cute. So I made some changes. The words and the thimble were charted in 2 of the browns, and I switched them over to the DMC. I'm just more of a silver person in life. I am not a gold person or a rose gold person. I'm a silver person. And so I switched, the thimble was 2 of the browns. I switched it to the gray and the white. And then I just changed out, this was the darker brown, the wording on here, and I changed that to the gray. So I didn't add any new colors. I just kind of subbed out what I wanted to make it kind of suit my color world. And again, like we got aqua and red in here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so in the vein of that, I am gonna pass the stash on this and give this away. So I will send you So Tweet if you use the word tweet in your comment. So you can just write the word tweet, or you can use a sentence that says tweet. I don't mind either way. Your comments really do help me, you know, get my videos out there a little bit more to the world, and I appreciate that. But also, if you want to stitch this, I want you to stitch this. And I am happy to send it to you. I won't fold it. I'll put it in like a big manila envelope, but it also is going to go through the Postal Service, so Lord only knows what they will do to it once it goes there. And then I offered a giveaway from like one of my last finishes. I was going to give away Blackbird by Blackbird, and I asked you in my last video to use the word Beatles. Cross Stitch the Globe and Julian Stitches are continuing this Fab Four Friend Sal indefinitely, pretty much. I think Stephanie said until she finishes all 6 of the patterns that are in the Magical Mystery Tour series from Blackbird, she's going to keep using that hashtag. So if you stitch this, please use that hashtag. And let's see, I did my random comment picker for Beatles, and the winner is Sarah at I Swear I'm Stitching. I don't know if that's, there we go. I think that's coming out. So congratulations. She said, oh, I haven't seen 324. It's lovely. What a pretty way to use so many colors. Consider the Lilies is gorgeous. My mom's favorite band is the Beatles. So you can stitch this for your mom. You can stitch this for you. But I'm so excited that you get to be a part of the Fab Four Friend Sal. And if you don't want to be, that's fine too. But I think it would be really cool if you were, because that's what I did it for. And we all love a good hashtag, right? So Sarah, we are Instagram friends, so message me on Instagram and with your address, and I will get that out to you. And I've been quilting. There is a new baby coming in my family. My niece is having a baby. She got married a couple years ago, and now they're expecting. They are not finding out what they have. If you are my niece and you watch this, I don't know if you do, and you are pregnant, because one of them is not, please turn this off, because I need to show this off, but I don't want you to see it yet. I mean, if you really, I don't think you want to spoil surprises, because they're having the ultimate surprise. they're doing what we did with our first, which was not finding out what the sex of the baby was, which makes me so excited for them. It was the most fun surprise I've ever had in my entire life, and I suck at surprises. But it was awesome, and I am so excited for them that they've kind of chosen the same path. So, but if you are in my family and you are having a baby, it is time to turn this video off. For real, turn it off. Don't watch it. I don't want you to watch it. I want it to be a surprise when you open it. Okay. She's gone now. All right. So, I asked her what she was kind of theming her nursery, and she was like birds. And then she sent me a bird quilt that she had like registered for. And I was like, do you want to take it off? And do you want me to make you something similar? And she was like, I don't care. I like whatever you make. She is also a crafter. She is also one of the handful of people that I will spend my time crafting for. Because I know that in her house, it will, in her home, it will be appreciated. She cross stitches, which is why I think she maybe might watch my videos. I'm not sure. But yeah, I like quilting and cross stitching for people that will appreciate it. I made I did a little wedding sampler cross stitch for her and her husband when they got married, and now they will have a baby quilt. So she didn't want me to like recreate that bird pattern, and then I was like, well, do you want more birds or not birds? But then then she was like, whatever you want to make. And I was like, okay. I remember that I bought this pattern because my husband saw the baby version of it hanging in a quilt store, and he was like, I want that. We have tiki stuff in our basement. Birds and tiki mugs and just like that tropical feel. And he saw this quilt hanging on a wall, and he was like, buy that pattern. And I was like, well, I don't know when I'm going to make that. And he was like, just buy it. So this is the full pattern by Erin Hartman, or Elizabeth Hartman, excuse me. And it's called Tropical Birds Sampler Quilts. So as you can see, it's like a rainbow. It's charted in like a rainbow of colors. Then they have like the baby version, which uses just 2 of the colorways. But I didn't want to pick just 2 of the colorways, and I like to make things hard for myself. So I have like a little peek inside my brain as I'm like trying to figure out how to make a rainbow across it while it's that small, and like not, so like I have like all my color notes, and like I have a little card, and I have to have all of this stuff together whenever I'm cutting. And holy cow, the cutting on this quilt is the hard part. The piecing is super fun, plus you're doing 2 of the same birds at the same time, so, or at least that's how I'm doing it. So that part is not as tedious. There is a lot of pressing in between, which, man, I miss the quilt store that I used to quilt at, because we had so much space there, and like you had room for like a little mini pressing table like next to your thing. But I guess this keeps me getting up and standing up and sitting down and stuff. Anyways, so I have 4 of the 10 birds that I need to complete done. I have the cockatiels and the cockatoos done. So in the yellow colorway that I have chosen, which I just have a bunch of like yellow fabrics and a bunch of red fabrics and a bunch of, like I did the rainbow of fabrics. So here's the yellow cockatoo. And you know the coolest thing? So this yellow is from my oldest daughter's baby quilt. This yellow is from another quilt that I made for a cousin in this same family. And there's a couple more like from other quilts, and I actually am thinking about doing a deeper dive into my stash to see if I can mix in a few more. My youngest, I knew what we were having. Her quilt is very feminine. I might make the label with that quilt, but we'll see. Also, oh, the tropicalness of this, and ooh, here. So that niece, her mom and stepdad and dad are all in the military. But when I was pregnant with my first, we went to her high school graduation in Hawaii because my sister-in-law was stationed at Pearl Harbor Hickam. And so that was where she did the majority of her high school. And I bought this fabric. It's like a basket weave kind of. just so happens I bought enough to back a baby quilt. So the backing of her quilt will be with fabric that I bought while visiting her for her high school graduation in Hawaii. And a bunch of the fabrics in her quilt will be pieces that other people have quilts made of in our family. Hopefully they still have them. If they don't, they don't. But I know that this one will stick around. All right. And then the blue cockatoo. He shows up a little bit better. So they're on a gray. I forget what gray I bought. It's a Kona solid. And then a lot of these are just like the quilters cottons from Joann's, but like I said, some of them are really old. Some of them have been around for a long time. Some of them are fancy quilt store fabrics because like I said, I used to quilt like on Thursday nights at a quilt shop. Okay, lots of words. Then here's one of the cockatiels. So this one's in green. Isn't he cute? So again, like this green is from my oldest quilt, and this green is from the same baby quilt as those yellow stars were also. So another like little kind of hand-me-down. And then here is the aqua cockatiel. And he's getting kind of blown out. He's my favorite so far. He's so pretty. There we go. Those are his real colors. So pretty. So I have a couple more weekends of sewing. So that's also kind of what has put a little pause on like really busting out with cross stitch right now. Excuse me. And we've all been very sniffly. I think our family has been sick, like just annoying colds for like a month. Usually it happens in like the winter time, but it just this year, it's been like this early spring and the pollen is coming, but we're not really a super allergy family. Anyways, we're just all congested. There's just congestion. Unfun. Anyways, you don't need to know about my congestion, but you do now. You know about it. I'm sorry if I snorked on the camera. That's really all I have today. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe and throw a comment on there. Even if it's just emojis, I really appreciate it. It really helps grow my channel, and I've been seeing a little bit of growth each time I post, and it's just been really encouraging, and it keeps making me want to come back and make videos and keep watching other people's. And I know that there are so many choices for Flosstube now, and the Flosstube world has blown up, but I really appreciate you visiting with me. I hope you have a lovely time, lovely week, lovely month. Enjoy the spring wherever you are, if you're able to. And I will see you next time. Bye.